Nora is walking down a street in Norway, and as she strolls down the street she examines all the store signs. At this point, Nora has already been turned down 3 times for a job. There are 2 more stores she plans to enter, the dressmaker and the bookstore.
Excuse me. Hi, my name is Nora, and I was wondering if you'd be, by chance, hiring anyone.
Do you have any sewing experience?
Well, no, but...
I'm sorry. If you don't have any experience in sewing, I'm afraid we can't hire you.
Thanks anyway. I appreciate it.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Nora exits the dressmakers and heads to the bookstore.
Hi there. I'm Nora. I was wondering if you'd be hiring.
No, ma'am, I'm quite sorry, but we're not hiring anyone unless they have a degree in literature, which I'm quite sure you don't have. Have a good day.
Nora has arrived in her tiny apartment. There is little to no space to move in her room, and she's sitting in a corner. She has a tissue in her hand, and she seems to be reading something to herself. It appears as if she's preparing to write in her diary. She picks up her pen and begins to write.
January 10th. Oh, how furious I am. How stupid could I be to think that I could live on my own and become successful? I have no background in anything but being a puppet to Torvald, and that will get me nowhere. What am I to do? I wish there was someone who could give me a fair shot. I've tried everything, but I really do not know what to do. I could... No. Well, maybe if I talk to Torvald and explain the situation, he will pity me and take me back. I cannot do this anymore. I do not want to live a life like this. I'm going to go back to Torvald immediately. Nora.
Nora packs her luggage and prepares for a trip back home. Nora rings the doorbell to Torvald's house. The door slowly opens and Mrs. Lind, Nora's good friend, is standing at the door. A puzzled look falls across both their faces.
In his office.
Oh, Torvald!
Nora enters Torvald's office.
Hello, Torvald.
Hello, I didn't think I'd ever see you again.
Neither did I.
What is it that you want, Nora?
Well, as you know, Torvald, I've been trying my hardest to be independent and on my own. But you were right. And it's really impossible for me to be on my own and work off nothing. What I'm trying to say, Torvald, is that if you would have me, I would love to come home.
Nora, my Skylark, I am sorry, but your time has passed here. I am married again.
To who?
To Mrs. Lynn.
Goodbye, Torvald.
Nora exits Torvald's office and heads for the front door.
Nora!
Nora is drastically close to the door when Mrs. Lind grabs her by the arm. Nora looks up at her with a semi-confused, semi-broken-hearted face. Mrs. Lind looks at her face and asks her to go with her into another room. She explains that she wants to talk to Nora before she leaves. They enter a small room that appears to be Mrs. Lind's.
Nora, I want you to know I had no intention of marrying Torvald.
Then why did you do it, Christine?
See, Nora, when you left, Krog and I, we were very happy with each other. I really loved him. But you see, Krog lost his job to me, and as a result, I was basically the breadwinner for the family. At first it wasn't a big deal, but it soon became too difficult for me. It was such a big responsibility. He had no job, and I was doing everything to support the family. I didn't know what to do, and suddenly Torvald appeared in my life. It came down to a simple question, Nora. Do I choose to become the independent woman who has to support my husband? Or would I rather be fill the housewife role and be supported by a man like Torvald? And so, Nora, after a lot of thought and consideration, I chose to be with Torvald because I could no longer do what I was doing with Krog. I left him and married Torvald.
It's just that simple, Christine? What happened to Krog?
To the best of my knowledge, he moved out of this area. He grew quite depressed and fell into more financial troubles, but that's the last I heard of him.
But do you really love Torvald? Didn't you really love Krog?
I am without a doubt in love with Torvald. Krog and I, we're not meant for each other. Would you like some tea?
Mrs. Lynde exits the room in order to catch herself before she grew too emotional. She goes to the kitchen and fetches 2 cups of tea. When she enters, she finds Nora looking around the room. They both sit down again and begin to sip their tea. Mrs. Lynde remembers why she really wanted to speak to Nora and rises from her chair.
There's something I need to give you, Nora. Here it is.
Is this from Dr. Rank?
Just open it, Nora. I really don't know what's in it.
Nora, you know my feelings for you, and you know my feelings for Torvald. I was distressed over your divorce with my friend, but at the same time very relieved. I know that you can be independent and make something of yourself, so here is something to start you off. Use this well and make me proud, Nora. I'll be forever watching you. Always yours, Dr. Rank.
What did it say, Nora?
It's just something personal. Give Torvald my best, and I hope that you two have the happiness that we never had.
Nora walks out of the room. She begins to walk down the path towards the street as she thinks of Dr. Rank and his generosity. Her mind then wanders. What will I do with this money that will enable me to become my own woman? A smile comes across her face, and she begins to walk faster as an idea has popped into her mind.